Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. We've had a great week at the Sylacauga Animal Shelter. We've had a lot of adoptions, and we appreciate all of the volunteers and all the shelter staff who did everything they could to get some of those much needed adoptions to happen. But a lot of those dogs that have gone to adoption, have gone to foster, are heartworm positive. So the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, we've decided to have an auction, an online auction, the first weekend in December, so that we can raise some money to get these dogs heartworm treated. Heartworms are very treatable. They're not contagious. I've had people ask me, can I take a dog or can I foster a dog? Will it give my dog heartworms? That's not how they get it. So if you do want to foster, like some of these people have already done, then you are welcome to talk to the shelter because they do need more fosters. But we're going to address those heartworms and try to get as much as we can to take care of them and get their vet bills taken care of. So if you would like to donate something, please let the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill know. That will be the November 29th will be the last day that you can do that. And then be sure to watch the Facebook page, watch when we're going to be having the auction so that you can see what all is available. And please participate and help us raise money to help all of these people who have adopted these great dogs and to help these dogs have a nice, healthy life. And we also have one dog we want to talk about that's at the shelter right now. This is Molly. She's actually heartworm negative, so she does not need this treatment we just talked about. She's about 1 to 2 years old, and she's one of the smaller dogs we have there. She appears to be a Border Collie mix. And Molly is a sweet, sweet dog. I say that every week about every dog we discuss as the pet of the week. But she does great on a leash. She does great with other dogs. She's been great with all the volunteers and kids that have come out to help. So if you're looking for a very sweet dog that is ready to go to a new home, then come out to the shelter. We'll be walking dogs this weekend as always from 11 to 1 on Saturday. And you can come out and meet Molly and meet some of the other dogs and maybe find the new member of your household there. So don't forget about Molly this weekend. Now, our very special guests today are Kathy Smith and Shirley Pody. They are the owners of Marble City Creations. And so we're going to talk about some of their beautiful art that they make. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Good morning.
So I have Kathy closest to me, and then Miss Shirley Pody is right next to her. So tell me a little bit about Marble City Creations.
Well, we started it only in May,
Okay.
actually, and so we named it that because we use marble dust in the paint. So we thought that would be a good name.
That's
People
great.
would know that it came from here. And I started taking art lessons from Shirley then, and I just fell in love with her. And so we decided to open up the business together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what drew you to take some classes and to learn from Shirley?
I just always wanted to learn how to paint, and so I just kept putting it off, and now I'm in my 60s, so it's time to do it. You know, it's just you can't keep putting it off forever, so I always tell people, just go for it. It doesn't matter how old you are or what you're doing, just go for it.
You want to
try
learn.
something new. Yeah, and she's a great
I
teacher.
was about to say, who better to learn from than Miss Shirley Pody herself?
Well, thank you very much.
That's right.
Because you have such beautiful art. Because you've been painting for how long?
Probably 30 years.
Okay. And what else do? You do more than just painting.
I do, I sew. Just the business that we have is also, we have incorporated the pillowcases
Okay.
that I make. And they are made from old wedding gowns.
Okay.
My daughters both had wedding gowns that they'd saved for their daughters. Neither of them wanted to use them for their wedding. So what to do with a wedding gown that's hanging in your closet? So we decided that to make the pillowcases that the grandchildren would treasure as their mother's wedding gown. And from that, some of their friends decided that was a pretty good of an idea. So it started a business.
It just exploded.
It did. It did.
And what a good use of that, because
Yes.
that is true. I'm sure there are a lot of times
Yeah.
that kids don't want to use their parents' wedding dresses, but
Yeah, that's
you
true.
still
Yeah.
want to have that history
Sure.
and that piece of the family history.
Yeah.
Now, so both of you paint, but Kathy, you're also a photographer.
I'm a photographer.
So how long have you been a photographer?
Not that long either.
Okay.
About 8 years.
Okay.
So I just started, I always would tell people how to take their pictures, and so someone gave me a camera and told me to take my own pictures. And so that, I was glad of it because, you know, I see things now through a different way. You know what I mean? Like you're not just looking at something. I'm always looking at it to see if it looks like a picture. And so I love that. I love doing that. And so I wanted to learn how to enhance those pictures in some kind of way. And so I thought, what about painting? And so that's how it started out. And that's why I thought, well, I'll find somebody that maybe can teach me how to paint. Because as Shirley says, you're not just born with that. A lot of times you can be taught how to paint, even if you don't think you're talented. And she tells me that all the time, and it helps me to learn and grow. And she just so awesome.
You have to
help
be
me.
tenacious. You have to really want to do
Yeah.
that. And there's very few people, I think, that's born with any innate talent.
Yeah.
But the desire to paint
Yeah.
is what you really need.
That's great. And I've met so many people that do learn to paint
Yeah.
later on in life.
Right.
And maybe because they don't have that innate talent, they assume they can't do it, just like you're saying.
And they're so
but-
busy. People are busy. They don't have time. So you just have to make the time to do what you want to do. You know, say yes to what you want to do and no to what you don't want to do. And
There you go.
There you go. That's a good lesson.
I wish we could all follow that.
I'm trying.
Now, with your photography, do you go out and just try to find places as you're driving around or as you're exploring, or do
I'll
you?
just stop
Okay.
anywhere. If I see something, I'll just stop, pull off the side of the road. Because that's what I like to do. I don't like to do weddings or anything that's formal like that, because I like to take a picture of something that I like, and I hope you like it too. Because you can't please everybody with your art or your pictures or whatever. So
Absolutely.
that's what I do. I just take pictures of what I like, and then hopefully somebody else likes it. Yeah.
And now you're adding in the paint aspect
Yes,
to it, so you're
yes.
going to just enhance those
Yes,
photographs with your.
yes.
Yeah, and they're beautiful.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
both of you have such beautiful art. And so you're selling all of that type of art with Marble City Creations, correct?
Yes.
Correct. So you've got some of your pillowcases, some of your photographs, some
And
of
we
your
make
enhanced.
we make other things, like we have some crosses, and they have jewels. We bejewel them, and you can hang them on your wall and things like that. And we make other things like that.
Okay, and we'll have some pictures of. Well, here's
Yeah.
one of your photographs right here. Where is that that church?
That's in Rockford.
It is. Is it?
It's in Rockford. It's the Sears Chapel, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it's the Sears Chapel. And someone told me that I thought it was a family name down there, but it came out of the Sears catalog.
Oh,
That's
wow.
why
So
the
it's
name
one
of
of
it
the-
Sears.
Very
That's what
interesting.
somebody
'cause-
told me. I hope that's true. So that's,
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
there's still some houses around that you
there's
see
still
that
some
were from the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to find out that history.
Yeah.
Now, here's another beautiful photograph that you took.
I took that one in South Carolina
Okay.
in the fall last year. It was in Long Creek, South Carolina, and I just thought that looked so peaceful. And so I just stopped, pulled over, and took it.
And it's
This is an example of enhancing a photograph.
okay.
We have used oil to paint on the trees and the, I think maybe the swing as well. Yeah.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank
and,
you.
and it does take an eye to be able to notice, hey, that would be something I need to stop and take a picture of, because that's a beautiful picture, but I'm
Thank
not
you.
sure everyone would think about that when they drive by.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that artist
Yeah.
eye. And then here's one of Shirley's paintings right here.
Yeah, this is actually Old Masters copy, or my interpretation of an Old Masters. And I can't remember the painter, but that comes from an Old Masters work.
That is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful
Thank you.
piece of
It's
art.
one of my favorites.
And then there's some of your other art you were talking about that
Right.
you've been making lately.
Shirley makes those wreaths, and they're gorgeous, and they're dried hydrangeas. And you can spray paint them silver or gold or whatever color you would like, and make something out of it like that. And they're the crosses, and there's a mirror. And those are pretty to put, like, where you get ready, in your makeup area or something like that. It looks really nice.
And there's some of the pillowcases.
That's
There.
right.
There we are. Those are beautiful.
Those are
Thank you.
gorgeous.
Absolutely. I would imagine that takes a lot of work
It does.
to put those
It does.
pillowcases together.
And they're totally worth it, because, your hair looks great in the morning if you sleep on satin pillowcases. It does. It doesn't mess your hair up. Yeah.
Now let's talk,
Oh.
since we have the picture of this pup up here.
Yeah.
Now you do some commissions and some pop art pieces for people with their dogs
We
and
do.
cats or pets or any kind.
Any pet, yeah.
So what what does that entail? What do you do?
So they send us a picture,
Okay.
and then I'll put whatever behind it that they like. You ask a lot of questions. It's not just something that takes a little bit of time. You know, what's your favorite color? What do you like? You know, for instance, she likes pink. She likes roses, and so then that is also enhanced.
Okay.
And so that's the dog is painted with oil paint, Shirley, and does the oil, and I like acrylic, so she messes at me sometimes.
Okay.
But that's what happens there. So it's a background of that. I'll do three, like I said, I'll do 3 or 4 examples and send them to
Okay.
somebody and let them choose, and then we whittle it down from there.
Okay. And now how long does it take? So say someone sees this and they would like to have you paint or enhance their photograph of their dog or cat, and
Okay.
so they'd like it for Christmas.
This is why I like
how
acrylic.
panicked would
but,
you be?
But those are oil. They take at least 2 to 3 weeks to dry, just
Okay.
to dry.
Okay.
So you have to have some lead time on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how can they contact you? If someone wants one of your pieces or wants to see your art, where can they see it? How can they contact you?
We have a Facebook page and Instagram. It's Marble City Creations LLC.
Okay.
If they want to write to us, at info@marblecitycreationsllc.com.
Okay.
So
And
they
we
could.
also have the examples of our paintings and pillowcases in the gallery with Tara.
Okay, so they are at Broadway Spinal Care.
Yeah.
We have that gallery up front
Yeah.
on Broadway. So we have loved having your
It's
art there.
so
You
great.
have such beautiful art, and
Yeah.
it's fun for us to see it.
We have beautiful
So-
art in there. I'm not sure that everybody knows about that place, and they really should, because it's beautiful art in there.
Now, do you also have your art at? Did I read that you have it at one of the antique stores in
Yeah.
Chelsea Antiques?
Chelsea Antique.
Okay.
We have a booth there,
Okay, perfect.
and it's on. We have a few things there, and we have some there, and we are always making something, or at least we try to.
Okay.
So it's always new things. We got a couple of people yesterday call us about their dog or
Okay.
child. We also do pop art for children,
Okay.
or just portraits, or anybody really, of any
Okay.
picture that you have that you like it and you want it to look like that. You
So
can
as of right now, it's not too late if someone
Oh,
wants
no.
to give a
No.
Christmas present.
No, it's not
That's
too
the
late.
pop art.
Not right. It's not too
Just
late.
don't call you the week before Christmas
Right.
and want something enhanced.
right.
Now, I have to ask, because I'm not an artist, what's the argument over oils versus acrylics? I don't know.
All right. Kathy prefers acrylics simply because they dry faster.
Okay.
Right.
So you could get them to people quicker.
You can get them. I have no patience, so I like instant gratification. So, but the problem with it is you
That
can't
it dries faster.
you can't change it with oil. Yeah.
Yeah, and oil is very forgiving. Acrylics is not so, because it does dry so fast.
Okay.
So, and watercolors even worse.
Okay.
But I prefer oil. I think it enhances nicer. But
Well, I-
acrylics are okay.
Well, I can say that all of the enhanced photographs that I've seen the two of you work together are beautiful. So
Well, thank you.
if they're oils or acrylics, it's all
Some are
wonderful.
acrylic, some are oil.
Well, now before we go, just
Yeah.
really quickly, the two of you have started a women business owners group that you're trying to get groups together.
Right.
So when is that? How is that going to work?
Well, we have had 2 meetings, and so we decided that we would tell people about it and let them, if they can meet. You know, everybody's so busy. But what I didn't realize that most of the owners in town are women. And so we wanted to be able to help each other and network. And if you know how to do something that they want to learn how to do, then you teach them and kind of do it like, you know, the way you used to do it in the past when people would meet, women would have fellowship with each other and learn from each other, and that's what our intention was
Well, that's great.
for that.
So how can people, do you just have it on the
It's on-
Marble City
yes.
Facebook page?
And I would make an event, and you would sign up.
Okay, well, perfect.
Yeah.
Now, everybody look out for that, and you can see it through the Marble City Creations Facebook page and sign up for those events. Got a great group that can get together. And now, what day of the week is it usually?
The last Thursday
Okay.
unless there's a holiday like Thanksgiving, and then it's the Thursday before
Okay.
the holiday.
So everybody look out for those and see, and hopefully we'll have an event this month
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you ladies so much for coming on the show. Please,
Thank you,
please
Tara.
contact Shirley and Kathy if you would like to see some of their art, or if you'd like to have a commission done,
Yeah.
because they have beautiful art. And also, if you have anything that you would like to donate to the Feral Dogs Auction, don't forget that November 29th is the last day to do that. And please help us raise some money to treat these heartworm positive dogs. And don't forget Miss Molly there at the shelter. She needs a home also. And remember that she's heartworm negative. You don't have to worry about the auction for her. But please come out this Saturday and help us walk dogs from 11 to 1. And let's find a home for Molly. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages. Thanks for joining us.